So firstly, I think you need to make sure the property's clean. It's well worth getting a professional cleaner in and having it done right from the get-go, so that when the tenants hand the property back, you get it back in that condition.
Yeah.
So engaging a professional cleaner, I think, is quite important. So
Definitely.
well worth it.
Can also take the stress off you by just knowing someone's going to come in, do it, and it's all going to be done to obviously our standard, and then it's all going to be returned to that same standard. So that's probably one of the biggest things that we would recommend.
Yeah.
Something else is obviously to keep in mind, like if you know you've got any repairs that need to be done, it's probably best to get them done before you have tenants move in, because obviously that's going to just lead to call outs and bills and things like that you could possibly have avoided.
Yeah, I think, it makes it smooth sailing also for the tenants. They're going to come in, they know they're going to have their whole water systems working, they know leaking taps, there's not going to be a high water bill, all those types of things.
Yeah.
I think it would just make it smoother for the transition for the tenants also moving into the property.
And also your own peace of mind knowing that you've done your bit. Sure.
Yeah, and there shouldn't be any issues in the near future.
Yeah.
At the start of the lease.
Yeah.
So, all systems need to be functional, I guess. So, just if you're getting a plumber out to check your hot water system, make sure it's all working. It might be worth getting the stove checked while they're there, saving another call out, any appliances that require a plumber.
Definitely. Something else is obviously electrical, like making sure all your light globes and things like that are all working, all of your power points are all working, all of that sort of thing. It's often that we go to ingoings and there's a glowing light, which obviously would have been a simple fix. So you just know if it's done, you're going to get it returned back in that same condition, which is obviously the biggest thing for sure.
Yeah. Another thing also, while you've got electricians and things out, safety and compliance. So your smoke alarms will need to be compliant and in working condition. So that's something that needs to be done. Blind cleats are a must to make the property compliant also.
Some as well, like your locks and keys, making sure you've got locks and keys for all of your doors, windows, fly screens, all of that sort of thing. We obviously also need an office set when we take over management to do inspections and things like that. If the tenants lock themselves out, all of that sort of thing, we always like to have an office set. So essentially just making sure you've got a full set for the tenants at minimum, ideally 2, and then obviously just keys for us to be able to access the property.
And contractors if there was an issue.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess next, you need to disconnect all your accounts, ready for the tenants to have their electricity set up, their gas set up, so that it's all happening at the same time when they move in, ready for them when they move into the property.
Yeah, we ideally say if you can just wait until we've done our ingoing report, so we've got power to obviously make sure all the lights and things like that are all working for that report. Yeah. But then basically after that you can disconnect your power right away, so it's all ready for the tenants to connect their own accounts. And then basically it's ready for us to come in and do our thing. So that's when we would obviously look at doing photos and that sort of thing. But we will do another video talking about that process and obviously how things will go with the marketing of your property.
Moving on from there.
So thank